So I've been using this tome for a while, a few weeks, and well, I found that I didn't like having my random section, my journaling section in the middle. I used to have it in the middle here. But I found that I wanted my journaling to be close to my planning for the month so that everything to do with May is in one section. So I have changed it up a little again. I actually cut up the book again. So these pages, my journaling pages, used to be in the middle. This is the middle book, but I cut it out and put it right after my monthly booklet. And I like it better this way. It just makes more sense, because otherwise, you know, when I'm in that the planning section, the booklet section, it takes very long to, it takes a month to go through one booklet. So I was moving at a snail's pace in that section, but really using up pages in the journaling section. And it just felt, I don't know, I didn't like it, that I didn't get anywhere in the beginning of the book, but sort of really went through a lot of pages in the middle. So I changed it. And I think I will continue like this. One thing I had to do because of this change was to solve the problem of calendars, because I put my calendar spreads at the beginning of my booklets. And since I don't know how many pages I will go through for journaling, I need to store my calendar pages somewhere else and then glue them in once I make my next booklet. So I decided to keep them here in the project section. Don't ask me why, it just made sense to me at the time. I don't know. So this is June, and both backsides are empty. I've left an empty spread between each month because I want to cut it out and put it in one of these booklets. So when I am done journaling in May, when it's time to make my next booklet, I will do a cover page, I will cut out June, the June calendar, and glue it in. So now, the first book, as it were, that section is the time-specific planning section with the monthly booklets, my next action lists and all that, and my journaling. And the second section is the project section. That hasn't changed, it's just filled with project spreads. But since I no longer have a random section in the middle for journaling, because that's part of the time-specific section, and then I have the project section, I have a new section in the back. And it's actually the new division into 3 sections is based on time. So time specific is short term. The project section is, you know, the near future, like 6 months. And I have abandoned actually my Someday Maybe binder and put all my Someday Maybe stuff in the 3rd section of my daily planner. So I have everything in my system in the same place. So I'm thinking the first section will be most transitory, you know, when this will probably be filled out in July, probably. So when I've finished this section, I will cut it out and put a new short-term book at the front and glue it onto the project section. The project section will take longer to finish, but eventually I will finish it, probably around New Year. New Year's Eve, you know. And then I will cut that out because the Someday Maybe section might actually serve me for several years. So this part of the book is really long term. So I'm actually treating my journal as a traveler's notebook. And these are inserts. It's just that they're glued to each other instead of hanging off strings. And I butcher the book every time I want to replace an insert. It means that I have a million tabs because, you know, I have tabs for projects in the project section, and then I have the same tabs for the long-term Someday Maybe stuff in the back. But since I get to the sections by using the tabs up here, and I know that this is the project section, work projects, home projects, and the calendar, and then Someday Maybe work and Someday Maybe home. So if I flip to the Someday Maybe home, everything that follows is Someday Maybe lists for home. Duh. And in the very back, I have my health insert because I use it every day. So I wanted it to be really easily found. I used to have it in the project section, in the middle of the project section, and I really didn't like that because I had to sort of search for it. But now it's just, you know, it's the very last tab in the book. So that's my new setup. It still follows the same basic principles. It's just that I now have everything in one book.